Hi everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand, medical doctor. Welcome to another video. I wanted to make this video to share with you 5 habits which can be incorporated into your routine to greatly improve your level of health and well-being. The reality is that we are surrounded today by all of the wrong temptations. Lots of forces out there, including many establishment forces, that want us to become a recurrent customer. They want us to be sick, because that's how they profit off us. If we're well and we're feeling great physically and mentally, then they're not going to make any money off us. And I have noted down here 5 different habits which I would highly recommend incorporating into your routine and simply becoming part of your everyday existence. Hopefully you're already doing some of these. So here we go. I wrote down 5 small things here. Remember, all of these small things will add up over time. So number 1, read ingredient labels. I cannot overemphasize this. This point is massive. And I know I've talked about this before, but when you're in the grocery store, do not put anything into your cart or trolley, as we say in the United Kingdom, without looking at the ingredient label. Why would you want to do that? Your body is your temple. It's the only thing that you have to live in. Treat it well. Wasn't it Jim Rohn who once said that? It's all you have to live in. So why would you want to pour toxic, processed junk ingredients, chemicals, into your sacred body? I know that the modern environment makes a lot of temptations almost irresistible. Doesn't that food look so good? Isn't it reduced in price? It's a great deal. You can get 2 for 1. All of this is very deliberate. Food corporations are making billions and trillions of dollars off people. Once you get into this habit, you can't get out of this habit. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. All of this toxic junk around you. So have a look at the ingredient label. Ideally, don't have an ingredient label. Cook from scratch like your grandparents and great-grandparents used to do. But if you have to get processed packaged food, as most people out there do buy some processed food, ideally only have 2 or 3 ingredients. But if you have more ingredients, take a close look. If there's something you don't recognize, don't buy it. Look out for sugars, including hidden sugars. Look out for those horrible processed seed oils, additives, preservatives, dyes. The shorter the ingredient list, the better. Once you get into this habit, you will not stop for both yourself and your family. Well worth doing. I'd highly recommend it. Okay, what do we have here? Number 2, walk a little bit further every single day. Resolve to do that. Aren't there so many temptations with not walking? You have a parking spot right next to the store. You take the elevator instead of taking the stairs up 1 floor. All of these forces are trying to push you in the direction of not walking, of being sedentary. Go through the drive-through instead of getting up and walking to the store. A habit I have, some people might think I'm crazy, but I deliberately try to park as far away as possible from the store. I want to walk. I want to get my steps in. God gave me this body to walk, to utilize my legs, not to be sedentary and only walk a few steps into the store. That's the way I think about it. I really, really enjoy walking. And I do monitor my steps occasionally. I don't do it all the time, but I think 10,000 minimum is a good ballpark figure. And there's very easy ways that you can monitor your steps nowadays. There are lots of pedometers that you can get, only like $10-20. You can do it with an app on your phone, but I think 10,000 is a good ballpark figure to have in mind. So at every opportunity, resolve to simply walk more. Walking is absolutely fantastic. Why would you not want to walk? I mean, we're not even talking about intense cardio or muscle strengthening, lifting weights. Just simply walk a little bit more every single day. Start off small. Start off with 1 activity you do. You're going to walk a little bit more than you would otherwise walk, as long as there's no reasons why you can't walk, like you're impaired or injured or anything like that. Get moving and walk, walk, walk. What is number 3 here? Oh, yes. Say no to 1 temptation daily. Just 1. There's going to be a dessert or a sugary snack put in front of you when you're at work. You're going to get another temptation. There's going to be a temptation to lie on the couch instead of getting up and moving. Say no to 1 thing, just 1 thing every single day. And when you go to bed, you can look back proudly and feel great that I said no to that 1 thing. You will be surprised how quickly these small no's add up to a big yes in terms of your level of health and well-being. Start off with only that. I'm not saying you say no to every temptation, but just say no to one temptation. It could be something else, like having another drink. Instead of having 2 drinks, somebody offers you 3 drinks. No, I'm not going to do that. I will say no to one temptation daily. Okay, number 4, put that phone down for a bit longer. Hopefully, most of you are not social media addicts, but it is a great habit to get into. Obviously, I'm quite active on social media and I have to set limits for myself. Now, often I will go through stretches of the day where I will say, I'm not going to look at my phone. In fact, I'm going to switch my phone off. I'm going to put it on airplane mode, and I will do so for this increment of time. It might be 1 hour, it might be 2 hours, but I will not look at my phone. I'll be present in the evening. I'm not going to even glance at it for a moment during that time, but resolve to do that. Have these chunks during the day where you do not look at your phone, as long as there's no emergency reason why you have to glance at your phone. Most people are able to do this. Okay, number 5 here. React differently to one thing every single day. This is why I'm a huge fan of Stoicism. I've talked about this many times before. The only thing which is really in our control, whatever we're dealing with, whether it's a one-time situation or even whether it's a situation like the crazy pandemic response, the only thing which is really in our control is our own reaction to situations. And we all have our own hot button issues, those buttons which, when pressed, make our adrenaline and cortisol levels shoot up. We feel worked up. It could be a news story which always presses our buttons. It could be a family member, a friend, or a work colleague. We all have people like this who say something. They consistently say the wrong thing, or they initiate a certain behavior, and we have that same reaction to it. In other words, we usually have an emotional reaction. We might lash out, we might have another type of response, which isn't the wisest response. Resolve to change that habit, break that behavioral response. I know this is very difficult to do, but as far as I'm concerned, and this is a big teaching in Stoicism, it's one of the highest things any human being can do, to resolve to respond differently to what your natural programming is telling you to do. So one thing every single day, only one thing that you respond to in a certain way. Start off your day and say, okay, I know that this type of story is going to appear on my social media feed, or I know that this person is going to do this and it's going to initiate this response in me. I'm not going to behave in the usual way. My response is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be a little bit more calm and measured. And actually, when you can do this, if you can do this, you look back afterwards and you think, that was amazing. I totally changed the way I responded to that situation. And it feels great to not be controlled by somebody else's words or behavior or what I'm seeing on the screen. I progressed to a whole new level. Try that out. So those 5 things then can be truly transformative if you can do them on a regular basis. Let's go through them again. Number 1 was reading ingredient labels. Number 2 was walking a little bit further every day. Just one thing you can do to walk a bit further. Number 3, say no to one temptation daily. Number 4, put down that phone for a little bit longer. Remember, social media, they thrive off our emotional dopamine responses. It's not good for our mental health. We have to switch ourselves off from social media every so often. And number 5, react a little bit differently to a certain situation in your life, just once every day. Do all of those things and you may see a massive transformation in your health and well-being over time. And of course, there are lots of other things that you need to be doing on a consistent basis to elevate your health and well-being. I've talked about many of them before, including diet principles, exercise principles, other ways that you can relieve stress, sleeping well, etc. But good to start off with these smaller things and start off one at a time, and it can truly lead to a transformational change over time. Thanks everyone for watching. Dr. Suneel Dhand, let me know your thoughts down below. I wanted to share that with you. Check out the links in the description below to my other work, my health programs, and my free newsletter. Hit the like button if you like this video and the subscribe button for more similar videos in the future. We will speak again very soon.